Day 5 of our first week of Advent, the week in which we are celebrating hope, specifically the hope that the coming Christ can bring to all of us now in this Advent season and throughout the next year. Every Friday, I will be here on Facebook or on the church website at 9 a.m. You can find a video that will give you a demonstration of the activity for the week that goes along with our Advent Devotional guide. Of course, you can pick this up here at the church, but everything you need, I will explain to you here in our video. To pick up the supplies that you'll need for each activity, you can visit our Atrium and you'll find everything you need there that you might not have at home. So feel free to pick up supplies if you need them, but you might find that you have a lot of these things lying around the house, even for today's activity. Today we're going to do something very simple and a little bit expected, I think. I'm going to invite you to make your own Advent wreath. Several years ago, I pulled out my Christmas decorations and I had a beautiful, very fancy, very churchy looking Advent wreath. Gold kind of candelabra, just gorgeous blue and pink and white taper candles. And I had a little person in my house at the time, and it just didn't feel practical to have this really gorgeous, untouchable Advent wreath in my home. And so I set out to make my own wreath. And ever since then, I have found it to be most helpful to make my own Advent wreath of sorts out of things that I already have at home. In fact, back in 2020 when we were all home, this is the same way that I guided you to make an Advent wreath of your own then. And we're going to do that again today. Again, super simple steps that are all written here on your day 5 of week 1 of the Advent Devotional. But all you need are 5 candles. We here at church have these smaller candles for you, but honestly at home I have some big pillar thick candles that I use. They don't even have to match. They can be 5 mismatched candles. It's totally up to you. But if you want what we have here, feel free to pick some up in the atrium. Pick 5 candles. Again, they can match or not. They can be the same size or not, but you do need 5. And then here at the church, we have cut out for you. You'll need 3 slips of blue paper and 1 slip of pink paper. You can do that at home too. You can use white paper and color it in. It's totally up to you, but that's accessible here for you as well. And then it gets really simple. You need either some glue, a glue stick, some tape, something to secure it with, and then something to write with. Totally up to you. I just have a regular old Crayola marker here. So this is the simplest thing that you have to do. Every week, we invite you to write out the word for that week. And you can do this 1 week at a time, building the wreath as you go, or you can get them all ready as I have done here. But this is what you do. You take 1 piece of blue paper to start and you simply write the word for the week on it. This week, of course, is hope. So I wrote hope on my blue sheet of paper. You can write it on anything. And then I simply roll the piece of paper around the candle, take the glue stick or the tape, again, whichever one you have, and secure it in place. Guess what? You have the beginnings of an Advent wreath. So through the magic of television, I've already done the rest of the words, but I have here hope and I have peace. And then don't forget joy, we do in pink. So joy is in the pink paper, and then love. And then we leave 1 candle blank to represent the Christ candle, which we will light both on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day here at First Baptist. Now, that's all that I have for you to do. The rest is for you to get creative. Sometimes I set these candles out just like this in a line, and I light them each week for which word we're focusing on in the Advent season. Sometimes I set them on a plate in order in a circle, just like we would in a wreath. Sometimes I go out in my yard and find whatever greenery is accessible to me and place it among this. I've done it on my mantle before. I think during COVID times, I invited many of you to do that. This part is up to you. The goal is not to be concerned so much with perfecting the Advent wreath. It is something that you're creating that will invite you to experience these themes of our Advent season, these gifts that Christ brings to us. And so I hope that you'll make this wreath whatever works for your house, for your family, and that you will each week light each candle, remembering the gift that Christ brings us, and invite through your prayers and your reading of Scripture, invite God to offer you that gift this coming week and this whole season long. I'd love to see any photos you have of the Advent wreath that you make. I hope that they are as varied and unique and as beautiful as each of you is. So send me pictures once you've made your Advent wreath. I hope you'll engage the people that you love in helping to make this. It's a great family project. If you've got lots of folks in your family, everybody can be responsible for creating one of the candles. Let your imagination fly. But remember, we have all of the things you need to make this very basic and simple wreath right here so that you can carry the light of Christ with you each week of the next several weeks until Christmas. I'll see you next Friday as we do another activity together.